Good morning, Matthew Harding with KSStorm.com. It is about 10 o'clock on Friday morning. Let's give you a mesoscale update as to what we're thinking here this afternoon. And we do continue with an enhanced risk for severe thunderstorms this afternoon and this evening, pretty much from the Nebraska-Kansas border south to the Kansas-Oklahoma border in central Kansas, from about Ness City on the west to Topeka on the east. And you can see the chief threat today is going to be large hail. We could see some significant hail, which be over 2 inches, possible in much of central Kansas. The Weather Service office in Wichita has really been harping on the fact that we could see hail potentially up to tennis ball size with some of the thunderstorms this afternoon and evening. What we're seeing at the time of this recording, again about 10 o'clock on Friday morning, is an area of clearing ahead of the upper energy in southwest Kansas. The low cloud deck is starting to erode across that area, so we'll continue to watch that as that moves east. How far east that makes it and how unstable the atmosphere gets before the thunderstorms fire up will have a significant impact on the forecast today, but we are seeing that clearing line, or at least the low stratus, erode pretty quickly off to the west of Pratt, Kinsley, and Greensburg. We are also monitoring the dew points, which we've had a 56-degree dew point in the Dodge City area this morning. Here in Wichita, at the time we're recording this, the dew point is 56. You go down to Wellington, the dew point is 57. In Medicine Lodge, the dew point is 59. So much richer moisture is just to the south, and that is expected to move into the area here this afternoon and evening. Let's take a look at some of the modeling here. And this is the HRRR model, and let's back it up here to about, this is 1:30 this afternoon, and you can see that we're just starting to get the thunderstorms developing here by 2 o'clock. Storms should be going in southwest Kansas. The first supercell of the day could get going around that time, and then as we fast forward to about 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon, thunderstorms really get going in earnest across west central Kansas. And then as we head toward the evening hour, as you're starting to head home, the prospects for big thunderstorms on the warm front in north central Kansas. The dry line quite hasn't activated here in the south central part of the state yet. That may actually happen in eastern Kansas. We'll have to watch that very closely. And then as we move into the evening hours, you can see the thunderstorms continue to grow in number and in coverage across the state. So what does this mean for you? Well, it means that all modes of severe weather are on the board today. Tornadoes, hail, damaging winds. The chief threat is going to be the hail. We do have a risk for tornadoes if a storm can remain independent and tied to the warm front or the dry line and get out there in the really juicy air, then we're going to have a tornado threat with that thunderstorm. But what you need to take away from all this is to have a plan. What are you going to do when a severe thunderstorm or a tornado warning is issued, and where you're going to be when those storms start going? So make that plan here this morning and into the early afternoon hours before the watch is issued. And when the watches are issued, be ready to make that plan a reality and be ready to exercise it on a moment's notice. Let's take a look just quickly here. This is 8 o'clock this evening. Thunderstorms still to the west of the Wichita area. This is 9 o'clock. Not quite sure we're going to get the thunderstorm complex from border to border like this model is saying, but it is supported somewhat by some of the early morning modeling that we are seeing here on this Friday morning. Scott will be out in the field this afternoon. I'll be helping him behind the scenes, so we'll continue to have wall-to-wall coverage of this severe weather event as we head on through the day. For everybody at KSStorm.com, I'm Matthew Harding. Thanks very much for joining us. We'll talk to you soon.